All right, now we see worker unions showing their displeasure with the Tinubu-led government, which is in 100 days now in office. The Nigerian Labour Congress did carry out the planned two-day warning strike over the failure of the federal government to address the challenges caused by the removal of fuel subsidy. But now workers have been instructed to get back to work. So let's take stock here with Mr. Oyodiji Onibugi, Managing Partner, Escrow Wealth Investment, joining me right here in the studio. Great to see you. Great to have you. Good morning.
Same here. Good morning.
And shall we say happy 100 days at this point?
Well, it's happy 100 days after we had the president.
Exactly. So let's take stock now. The government is saying they're on the right track at this time. We've heard the comments that the government inherited a bad economy. How are you seeing all of this, and how have you seen President Tinubu's first 100 days?
The government cannot judge themselves. It would be very wrong.
Right.
But from my own perspective, I think they're on the right track. In as much as we're all feeling it, because while the petrol subsidy was removed, everybody suffered it, transportation-wise, food-wise, health-wise, even school fees. People just gotten back to school now, and school fee from 150,000 goes to as high as 300. So that means everything has doubled or sometimes tripled. We all have to bear it, because just like you rightly said, this country has been in degeneration for a while. While other countries were progressing, as in they were moving forward, we were doing backslide. I remember those times we were young, we were doing backsliding. Now, but as a people, since from my own perspective, the administration is a good direction. What we just need to do is for Nigerians to know that in the next 1-2 years, it will not just be business as usual. Everybody needs to cut their coat, not according to their size, according to the cloth. According to the cloth, you need to sew.
But your size might be
but just like me, big. You know, I'm on the big side.
Right.
That doesn't mean like if I do 2 yards, it won't be as if somebody that is on the smaller side.
Right.
So psychologically, we all need to know that we have to be ready to bear the brunt for a while. At the end of the day, I'm not saying the long run, because the long run might take 10 years. Some people will not be available. But in the shortest medium term, the country will have to turn around. It will take a while. When I say a while, it might just be within this Tinubu's 4 years. Probably just going to set things right. Then from there, the country will have a better perspective. Because I remember what Tinubu said at the MBA conference. He said, MBA conference that was held 1-2 weeks ago. He said, how can a country be using 90% of their revenue to pay debt? So right. You only 10% to survive. So then we are going to kill ourselves, because we need to plan not just for us that we are living, for our generation unborn. As a people, that's what we need to plan ahead for. And I think this government, they are working in line with that. They're not just thinking for people alive, but thinking for people yet unborn.
All right, I'm talking about being on the right track at this point. Do you think we got on the right track too soon? You know, at this point, taking off fuel subsidy and unifying exchange rates. Is this something that should have been, done in different stages, or because right now we're trying to get a soft landing for Nigerians at this point? Is there a better way this could have been done?
Well, I can say all deaths. If you die using the car, you take poison, another means is death. Either we like it or not, the country has been bad in the last 20, 30, 40 years. What Tinubu did by introducing it, we might say, well, is injurious, but it's something that we need to do to be on the right track. Because a lot of people are benefiting from both the fuel subsidy, when it was not removed, and from the FX issue. A lot of people are just becoming billionaires. So the government needs to re-regulate all those, and so that everybody will have benefit in the long run. The only thing I'm just thinking of is this government. I just pray that the politicians, the core civil servants, because before you have a minister, the permanent secretary, there are DGs, they're the one that understand how it works. I pray they will make them work.
And yesterday we got the judgment for the presidential election petition tribunal there. Looking at how it went out yesterday, and definitely foreign investors are watching. Investors right here are also watching. Do you think now that we have that judgment, everything is okay, investors will be at ease at this point?
Well, after yesterday's judgment, the three main political parties that went to court, they were fined. You remember? And they've been given 48 hours to pay their fine. To me, if paying those fines will make them to say, oh, we've lost, then let's say. If not, if they say they want to still move the case to other places, that will make investors to still be scary. They want to wait till the end of the whole issue. But if the three key parties,
right,
they've agreed and they've accepted, then that investment will come into Nigeria, because people will like, we now know that it's Tinubu that is there, and we know that this man has a direction, he has a vision. Let's key into the vision. You will remember that the same yesterday, while they were having that, the judges did that. I think I watched it from 10 to like 6, and they never finished it. I think they finished much later. That means they sat down there for over 12 hours.
That was a long sitting.
Yeah, that was a long sitting.
And everybody falling asleep.
So what it shows is that I don't think they want to go through that route again to go to the next, if they want to go to court. I don't think people are ready to do that. So let's just pray that if everybody died the case down the way it is, then foreign direct investments will be ready to come to Nigeria, because there's a vision. And just like I said, yesterday, Tinubu was in India.
Right.
While all these were being going on in Nigeria. I mean, see someone that has a vision. If he doesn't have a vision, he will stay back home and be watching and be feeling that, well, am I sure I'm the winner? But to him, I win, I don't win, let me continue moving. Because I have a job.
And if what happened yesterday is anything to go by, he did get some investment pledges.
Yes, in India.
India.
Yeah.
So quite interesting though, but seeing that at this point, is that a cue of things to come?
No, see, if you know Tinubu is highly cerebral. Tinubu is someone that when he talks to other presidents or other people that are businessmen, you want to go with his way. He knows how to convince you because he understands the economy. We need somebody like him in key positions. As a president, you must understand the economy. It does not mean you will run it, but when you understand. So nothing they bring to your table, you have an idea, and that's what we need. And I think he's going to do well because he has started well.
All right, we're definitely praying for that to happen. But the NLC, they did carry on with their strike action, but that's over now. But there's still more work to be done ahead, because they're still, threatening more action if the government does not, listen to their needs at this point. So, looking at this whole, strike culture with Nigeria, is it impeding growth even more than what's happening with the economy at this point? Do you think we should still carry on with this strike culture? We're still trying to get growth in this economy.
Well, don't necessarily blame those that are taking on the strike action. It's constitutional to strike, but the only thing is when you're on strike, you try as much as possible not to affect major amenities that is beneficial to all, and that's why. In some instances, when you are strike action, you can have the police permit. To the extent you'll be having your roll call, marching down, and police will be with you, just so that people don't just hijack it. And you discover that when there are strike actions, government suffers. And when I say government suffers, is that if that day we are not careful, revenue expected of government will be depleted. Because assuming there's a strike here in Lagos, and then people in Alausa did not go to work, there are major revenue centers that will have zero collection for that day. But what they did in this strike on Tuesday, that electricity was short in Abuja. Going forward, I don't think they need to do that, because right from when I was young, electricity, water, radio stations, television stations, police, customs, army, they are all essential services. All essential services must not be affected under strike. So doing that, it's against the ethics of strike. And when there is no electricity in any nation, or just like Abuja when there was no light, definitely all companies that had light to power their lift will not work. Hospitals that normally they bank on NEPA, they bank on the Abuja distribution company, they will not work. So a lot of things will be affected.
Right.
In as much as we are trying to say we don't like this, we don't need to disrupt the economy because we are the one that will feel the brunt.
So definitely we have to find another balance.
Yeah, balance
at this point.
Exactly.
All right. Well, for 100 days gone, we're looking forward to other days at this point.
Probably 365 which is
exactly. So, what do you see going forward? Before I let you go.
Well, in all honesty, President Tinubu cannot do it alone.
Right.
So all his lieutenants, the ministers, senators, all the people that are in his purview, I think it's time that everybody is to do the right thing. We expect they has put the round peg in the round hole, not the square peg in the round hole. So psychologically, if everybody works right, then the jersey that we give it to you to play, contribute your quota, so that the team, as a team, they can win.
Right. Teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork at this point. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayodeji Enigbogi, Managing Partner,
pleasure.
Escrow Wealth Investment. Thank you so much for coming today.
It's my pleasure being here. Thank you.